Governor Evers is calling lawmakers back to Madison in about a week and a half to tackle gun violence legislation. Specifically, he wants universal background checks and a red flag law. But don't expect much tackling. Matt Smith tells us this is a non-starter for Republicans.
Good morning, good morning.
When Governor Tony Evers stood before the microphone last week,
the politics are this. They'll start losing positions in the legislature.
He amplified Wisconsin's divide on guns and a political battle just beginning.
The governor is truly kind of playing politics with this.
The special session the governor called as a move to pressure Republicans to expand background checks and pass a so-called red flag law that would allow a judge to temporarily seize weapons.
We need an up or down vote. We need to have these legislators behind me have the opportunity to vote yes, we do need this, and we need to have the opportunity for those Republicans that don't want this to vote no, and then go back to them through their constituents locally and say, yeah, I voted no, even though 80% of you want me to do yes.
Tony Evers must run his life by polls. I run mine by principles.
Assembly Speaker Robin Vos.
Do you gavel in, gavel out? What's going to be your approach?
Well, that's what Senator Fitzgerald has said. I have to talk with my caucus. I think that we'll probably use a similar strategy, that we probably will not have a long, drawn-out discussion on it because we know what our positions are, and it certainly would make sense for us to focus on things and use our time where we can find that bipartisan consensus and not just argue.
And the background checks and red flags is not where that bipartisan consensus is?
I don't think so. I mean, look, we already have a rigorous background check system in our state. Almost every weapon that is bought actually goes through a background check, so that's kind of a misnomer to think that most of them do not. On red flags, we are absolutely not going to take away people's constitutional rights where you're basically guilty and have to prove yourself innocent. I think both of those are non-starters for us, so I can't see spending a whole lot of time on them.
Matt setting up the issue there. Thank you for that, Matt. Well, the same day the governor called the special session, his campaign operation sent this email asking supporters to sign up and send a strong grassroots message to demand action on gun reform. We're talking about the politics at play here with our editorial partner, J.R. Ross of WisPolitics.com. He's at our Madison affiliate, WKOW TV. So, J.R., we just heard Matt's story. Both sides are really digging in. What is really behind the governor calling this special session when it sounds like Republicans aren't budging?
Well, let's be clear. Governor Evers genuinely believes that there should be additional background checks performed on more gun sales. He has a philosophical support for passing a law that would allow the authorities to take guns away from those who prove to be dangerous themselves or others. Republicans have genuine Second Amendment concerns about both those proposals, but there's always a political angle. And for Republicans, I've asked them about this, Republican lawmakers in recent months because the Marquette University Law School poll keeps coming back with 80% of respondents supporting the idea of universal background checks or supporting a red flag law. And what I've been told is that, yeah, there's support for those issues in their districts, but that's not a driving issue. It doesn't outweigh health care or taxes or how their kids' school's doing. So they're not worried about losing support or losing the races because of this issue. At the same time, there are, if you look at single issue voters when it comes to guns, more likely than not, they're probably Second Amendment supporters. There's a worry among Republicans you can't lose that piece of your base. So there's that factor. Now, the downside of Republicans is this. If there is, heaven forbid, a shooting or some incident between now and next November, and Republicans do nothing, that could be a tough question to answer ahead of elections next year. For Evers, it's a different dynamic. He's not worried about winning local assembly seats. He's thinking more of a statewide pool of people. These issues play well with his base in urban areas. They play well with suburban voters, particularly women, who helped him win this election in 2018. So he's thinking about that dynamic. Now, there's also a downside for him. If you are focused on the gun issue at the expense of health care, taxes, the things that people care more about, you run the risk of looking like you're losing focus on what people really want you to do.
JR, we heard Speaker Vos talk about this a little bit in Matt's story, but what happens on session day? Do Republicans just gavel themselves out? What are you expecting?
Well, Scott Fitzgerald, Senator leader, told reporters this week that they might come in and gavel it in and gavel it right out. I mean, under state law, the governor cannot force the legislature to act on anything in a special session. Now, they have to meet, but they have a lot of latitude in terms of like gaveling it in, gaveling out, it's called skeletal session, only have a few members in the chamber. So there's some leeway there. The question then becomes, what might they discuss? Might Republicans use this as an opportunity to discuss guns, to try and get Democrats on record about an issue, or they just kind of try and push it aside. Again, that risk for Republicans is if they push it aside quickly and don't seem like they're paying close attention to it or paying it respect, if something happens, again, heaven forbid, then how do you answer that question ahead of next fall?
I heard the governor say that he might just call serial special sessions. When will this end?
That's the question. Again, it gets back to that risk of if you seem preoccupied with the gun issue and it's going nowhere, are you losing voters who think, hey, you're not really focusing on what I care about, Governor, what are you doing? And it's interesting, the Marquette poll, he's got great numbers right now. He's at well above 50% for his job approval rating. People seem to like the idea that Governor Evers is kind of viewed as a little bit less partisan than Scott Walker was. He's somebody who's like a break from the 8 years of turbulence. If you try and bring back the kind of those deep wars in the Capitol, you might lose some of that support among voters.
J.R. Ross, we always appreciate your reporting. Thank you.
Anytime.
Coming up, new research on a possible cause of gun violence. It's an important study done right here in Wisconsin.